I rise to speak. First, I'm going to be positive. Everyone I see in here in the room are voters, and thank you for voting. I also need to acknowledge from my research I did today, we had a better turnout today than we had the last couple of elections. Okay. We were on the poll. Plus, I've been canvassing, knocked on your door, talked to your wife, and knocked on a couple of doors, but I had a crew. And we went out and knocked on doors, so we didn't ask people to vote, Democrat and Republican, we just asked them to vote. And I can tell you, from being at the polls all day yesterday, and Mansell was too, we had a good turnout. Okay, that's important. Now, this is my concern. Number one, I've been riding through the city, looking at these red light cameras flashing all over because we're losing money. Okay. It was flashing for a long time in Lee. I think they fixed that. It was flashing a long time in Taylor. Okay. Today at Forest Hill and Euclid, you had to stop. Something wrong with the traffic light. We don't have anyone to fix it. We got to do better than that. The convenience store getting ready to open up at McCall's, according to process and procedure, must come through the council. It must go through the Board of Zoning Appeal. It must. Because it's a different usage now. It's not a hotel. They're getting ready to open up a store. Right, and it has not come before us. That's one. Number two, the gas station at Charles. Well, it was a gas station. Now they're getting ready to sell food. That has not come before us. Or the Board of Zoning Appeals. And it's what concerns me, and I don't want to be negative, but I'm being objective. All government is about process and procedure. It must come through a board. It must come through the Board of Zoning Appeal. It must be inspected, and it must come through us, and that's not happening. So the question I ask is, what is going on with these businesses, and we need business, coming in here and do what they want to do without coming through the process and procedure. Just like Brandon King is getting ready to go get his house, and he'll get it this time, but he had to go through process and procedure. Everyone has to do that in the city. You just can't come in here and set up a business and not. So they're talking to somebody, but they're not talking to us. And that concerns me. We got to do better than that. We've got to do better than that. You just can't come in here and start a business. Pride, where they sometimes they're fighting on the weekend, sometimes they're shooting right there next to Family Dollar on Strathmore. Okay, matter of fact, I think it got to the point we don't even open on Saturday because it's crazy. They pile up the place, and then when they come out of there, they're shooting and fighting each other and arguing and crashing in the cars and crashing the car. The lady staying next to me, and I said, because I stayed in that area. We got to do something about that. He has a great business. He's an African American, but he's dealing with that young crowd, and that young crowd is off the hook. So what I'm saying, and I hope the law directors listen to this, and I'm going to ask if I'm going to send a memo. I want to know, when these new businesses come in, selling food, selling drink, does it, number one, come through the Board of Zoning Appeals? Does it come through us? I'm having that, Council President, I'm going to have that memo show up there tomorrow because it's bothering me. It's bothering me that these businesses open up and it's not coming through the council. It's always come through the council. Always. And that concerns me. So, do they just go to the administration and the administration say, forget about the council, just go on and do what you need to do? Okay, I'm being objective.
You got it.
Okay, but I need to know that. But I want to thank you guys for voting. You've done better this time than you have in the last 40 years. But it took that little push from us. Knocking on doors. I've been out there for 3 weeks knocking on doors. Myself and a group of people. And I think it's made a difference. We knocked on your door, Robert. Okay? So, okay, right. Knocked on your door twice. Okay? 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 Okay. You have to do this with our people. Okay? And this whole thing, and I close on this whole thing about voter suppression is a bunch of bull. If you're going to vote, you're going to vote. Okay? You can vote by mail, you can go to the Board of Elections, you can go to vote. There's no excuse for no one not voting here. And that's unacceptable to me. So you have to vote. If you don't vote, you don't count. I've spoken. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I address one
Mr.
issue?
Will, pardon?
Person's privilege.
Yes.
I happen to see the gesture suggesting money passing with regard to particular permits. I must say that I had not seen, it had not been brought to my attention, any businesses that I've seen signs. As I've driven, I've seen the signs. The biggest problem that this city faces particularly is something that our building department has been all but decimated. So that means that each one of those building inspector, the one in building inspector that we really have, has to sort of ride around to try to locate these places. We have, in the law department, been very diligent in trying to bring individuals who really violate the building laws. It has been a problem. It has been a real problem in prosecuting. We have tried. I will tomorrow make an effort to find out if there has been any applications, particularly with McCall. I personally have been very, very adamant about the buildings that have opened, our businesses that have opened and not obtained permits. Once we found those, particularly when we had Mr. Pombelis to go out, we have cited them, we brought them to court. Oftentimes, we've had difficulty getting them through the court. We have diligently tried in that regard. But no money, certainly from my standpoint, or any of the people in my office, no money has been passed through with regard to opening.
Well, I'm gonna, and before Mr. Miller speaks, please don't forget, I'm gonna say this. And I want everybody to understand what I'm saying, because I'm not, jumping up and down saying. But one was understand that that is the administration's job to make sure that all of this takes place. And if it doesn't get to you, Mr. Rowley, it is happening. And my three counselors knows about it, and their pictures are open. I would suggest that you close them down, send an order, and have them closed, and they cannot open until such time as we see that they do have permits that they're supposed to. You made the Sunoco person down there on Euclid in my area jump through hoops. I had to walk them through the process. Okay? It was something about the different color of the bricks that had to be taken care of. The space had to be taken care of. All of that had to be taken care of. I don't care if we got a half of inspectors. You can send notices out from your office to each one of them, telling them that you want them in your office with their permits in hand, because it has been alleged that improprieties are taking place. And if my counselors are saying that's happening, they are not the ones that's supposed to go out here and investigate. We are staying in our lane, but we're bringing it to the forefront.
I hear you, agree with you, but I invite anybody to my office who has that complaint. I'm saying to you that in my office, I have not received that complaint. I will gladly invite any citizen, any council person, anybody, if they know of a business that's doing that kind of thing, because we need that help. We really need the help. It's very difficult.
And I understand what you're saying, but I'm also saying that that is not the job of the council. The council is the voice of the people. Once they bring it to the mayor, is their responsibility and the responsibility of the law department and the judge and everybody else to take whatever necessary to be taken. And I'll be looking for that to take place. So, I've heard what you said, and no longer shall we sit here and beat a dead horse to death. But I will be doing a follow-up with you to see if this is happening. Mr. Wheeler, did you remember what you had for that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Everybody's speaking on the store, convenience store. Well, I was aware of it 30 days ago. I met with the owner of the store. Let them know about the opinion of what we don't want in our community. I opposed it, told them that. People talked to the mayor's office in regards to it. And I can rest assure you that here tonight, that store, if it opens, it won't come here tomorrow. I doubt it's going to be open. I've been adamant about it. It's not, we don't need another liquor store in East Cleveland. It's right there on the corner. And the hotel don't look bad from the outside. Put a lot of money into it. By the time I don't care how much you put into it, it's going to be a drain on our city service. Police be out there, prostitution, all that other crap. You know, I mean, we don't need it. So I haven't said much here publicly, but out there on the street, I've been there, visited the place, walked, met with the owner twice, and also met with the mayor's office. No. So just let you all know that. As far as permits are concerned, I talked to the judge today, and earlier today, and over in building and housing I talked to, because we need to get somebody out here on the street, like law director was saying, we only got one inspector out here. So we got to come up with another way to get the bailiffs or somebody else that can help start writing some of these citations up in the businesses. So I've been quiet, but I've been moving.
Oh, quiet storm was raging. I appreciate the fact that I want everybody to know that we are working. We just don't have to get out here and on the street and say that Chicken Little run up and down the street. We're doing things and we're not trying to do it for show. So when you do something and you have to say, you're doing it for show, that does not mean sincerity to me. So, if there,
One side note, please, Madam Chair. If you all know of anybody, the next time we have a financial fiscal commission meeting with y'all there now, that place should be packed. Only a handful of people. There's more here almost than the fiscal commission meeting. And this is about the future of the city and its finances. Nobody comes. But, next time we have, maybe Mr. Struthers can put it on his 4112 news. Get the word out. We got a meeting. You need to be involved.
What about TV? Cable?
As you put out.
We ain't got no money to pay for it, we broke.
no, I'm sorry, it's, the contract with Mr. Fambro is no longer in place. We haven't been on cable and, don't know how. And, that brings another thing to me. I was going to ask, make it plain to my, make a request to the law department to have Mr. Fambro bring the piece of equipment that he has that
Modulator.
belongs to
It's
us
a modulator.
back here. And I'd like to see that done like yesterday. So we're working and we're trying to do the best we can. And I also have seen the robocalls come on your telephone. And like the vice president is saying, and I'm sitting up there all the time talking about it, we need the robocalls come out for the commission meeting. Noah gets up and puts the robocalls out for everything. Put the robocall out for Budish to come to a meeting on Saturday, this past Saturday, at the library. Mr. Budish did not show up. But we need to have robocalls and every other kind of call going out to the public to let the public know what is taking place here and how much of a strain we are in. People just go on about their business every day. As long as it doesn't affect me or you, then it's all right. But the minute it starts to affect me or you, then you beat down the door, everything is happening. So I would like to see some robocalls. I would like to see the people that's sitting here maybe get out. Next time the commission meeting meets, what time, when is that, Madam Chair, Madam Clerk? Well, we'll make sure that everybody gets, it's on the 20th, isn't it? It's the 20th of November. So, I think that I'm gonna be sending out, invitations to come to the meeting, because it's not just up to this council. It's not just up to the mayor. It's up to all of us to make sure that everybody is aware of what's happening. It's our responsibility, all our responsibility. And having said all that, it is now 7:36. Is it 7? It's 7:30. I can't see, I don't have my glasses on. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I second the motion.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Counselor King?
Yay.
Counselor Baker? Counselor Martin?
Yay.
Counselor Wheeler?
Yeah.
Counselor Thomas?